Hello, welcome back to another breaking news update. My name is Jimmy Boyd, and you were watching Boyd News. I want to thank you so much for tuning in today. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't even know where to start with this video, to be honest. There's just so much information coming out right now. But one of the big things that is happening is we are having markets completely crashing all over the world right now. I'm going to be showing you guys a lot of information that's going to talk about this. But markets are definitely indicating that something big is starting tomorrow. This whole thing began on Friday when there was a massive sell-off in the markets in the United States, and it has trickled on throughout the weekend. And I've got lots of things to show you in regards to that. World War III definitely appears to be imminent right now. It's very possible. We have Iran still planning to attack Israel at any moment. I've got lots of information to go over that as well. And I've got this on the screen here for you. It says Israel would consider launching a preemptive strike to deter Iran if it uncovered airtight evidence that Tehran was preparing to mount an attack. Hebrew media reported this. Okay, I'm going to go over an article that talks about this as well. So it looks like Israel may be preparing to launch an preemptive strike on Iran before they even come under attack. Okay, this is just absolutely insane. Netanyahu is in a nuclear-proof bunker right now, and he's been meeting with all of his cabinet to figure out what they're going to do here. And we know this is going to be a massive attack. I mean, take a look at this video that you're looking at here. This was posted on Iranian state TV. Apparently, I got this off of X to show to you guys that Iran is basically indicating. I mean, look at this barrage of rockets and missiles heading towards Israel. I mean, this is exactly how they describe their attack to be, and they're showing that on Iranian state news. Okay, look at all these drones being put into position as well on trucks. I mean, this whole thing out here in the Middle East is about to erupt, and I think we can all feel it. It is coming, and the markets are indicating that right now. So let me start showing you some information. I've got an article to go over. We'll talk about the markets a little bit. And then we're also going to show you some updates on X in regards to the attack from Iran that's coming onto Israel here very soon. So take a look at this on the Times of Israel report. Israel could preemptively strike Iran if intelligence shows attack is imminent. In meeting with Prime Minister, defense officials weigh options, say preventative action only possible if there is absolute certainty that intelligence on Iran's intention is accurate. So if they get intelligence that Iran is planning to attack them and they're about to launch their large-scale attack onto Israel, Iran may launch a preemptive strike. Okay, let me back up for just a moment. Okay, one of my videos that I put out, I believe it was yesterday, we had an update, or maybe this morning actually, excuse me. And one of the updates that I told you guys was that Iran announced that they have nuclear weapons. Okay, and that's what makes this whole thing very dangerous over here. We're not just talking conventional weapons. We're talking nuclear weapons, okay? And is this the thing that's spooking the markets? I have no idea what really is spooking the markets. There is a lot of talks of recession fears and that the economy in the United States may not be doing as well as what we're being told. There's so much talk about that. But then at the same time, we know Iran is going to be attacking Israel at any moment. And that it looks to me, based on what all the information I've been bringing to you guys, that this war is not going to be contained like all the other wars that we've seen starting to break out. So let me show you this real quick. We'll briefly go over this article just for a moment. So Israel would consider launching a preemptive strike to deter Iran if it uncovered airtight evidence that Tehran was preparing to mount an attack. Hebrew media reported after Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu convened Israel's security chiefs for a meeting on Sunday evening. Sorry about the pop-up. The meeting, attended by Defense Minister Yoav Gallant, IDF Chief of Staff Lieutenant General Herzi Halevi, Mossad Head David Barney, and Shin Bet Chief Ronan Bar, was held amid preparations for anticipated attacks on Israel by Iran and its Lebanese ally Hezbollah. The assessment that Iran is likely to attack Israel in the coming days or weeks follows last week's back-to-back assassinations of Hezbollah military chief Fouad Shukr in Beirut and Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh in Tehran. Iran has blamed Israel for Haniyeh's death and has vowed to retaliate. Israel is not certain what to expect from Iran and its proxies. Reports have estimated and so is discussing a wide range of options, as to how it can best respond to or prevent an anticipated assault. During the meeting with Netanyahu, the option of striking Iran as a deterrence measure was discussed. Ynet reported, although security officials stressed that such a move would only be authorized if Israel received definite intelligence confirming that Tehran was about to launch an attack of its own. Okay, so I mean, what we're being told is Iran is already planning to launch this attack. That we keep hearing it, so many different time frames. Okay, we heard it was going to happen this past Friday and Saturday. Now I'm getting some reports that are showing this is going to happen tomorrow potentially. We know that Michael Correa, the CENTCOM Forces Commander of the United States, that operates throughout the Middle East, is heading to Israel tomorrow to finalize their defense plans. That shows as well that something big is coming very soon around the corner. So there's just so many indicators here that something is about to pop off, and for some reason, and maybe some of you guys have this same feeling, that something big is coming from here. Okay, and definitely the markets are showing that right now, that either it's something to do with the economy or potentially a major war is about to break out. And I've been talking to you guys about this and telling you this, that generally when these major attacks take place, what we have seen in the past is a lot of times they take place over the weekends. And the reason that is so that way there's no major reaction to the market. Now, what if this thing pops off tomorrow and we have Iran launching this massive attack like this video that you're seeing here onto Israel? And what's going to happen to the markets there? Obviously, something is going to happen, and the markets are indicating that right now. So, or something similar to that. So, look at this on Coin Market Cap. Okay, this is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is down 12% just in the last day. It has dived heavily. If you notice right here, starting around 4 p.m. or so, it just started to really fall off a cliff from about 58,000 all the way down to 53,000. It's dropped about $5,000, okay? And just early this morning, we were at 60,000, okay? So look at how much it's dropping just right now, and this is all across the board with the markets, okay? This is Bitcoin. The crypto market is taking a massive hit right now. It's a major sell-off. And also the stock market, okay? I was getting lots of alerts from the stock market today that the stock market is starting to sell off already as well, before even the opening bell tomorrow. So tomorrow, for sure, when it comes to markets, is going to be a major bloodbath, okay? Something bad is coming tomorrow when it comes to markets. That is for sure. Now, the thing that we don't know is, why are the markets selling off so much? Is this something to do with the war, or is this something to do with more with the economy? That there are a lot of talks of recession and things like that in the United States. So I can't really say for sure what exactly it is, or maybe it's a combination of the two. Who knows? Maybe the markets are spooked that a war is about to break out in the Middle East. But nonetheless, I want you to be aware of this, to see this, because a high indicator that something major is about to change tomorrow. So look at this as well on the hill. Japan's Nikkei 225 stock index sinks 8% in worst losses since 1987. Japan's Nikkei 225 share index plunged 8.1% on Monday on heavy selling triggered by worries the U.S. economy may be in worse shape than had been expected. The Nikkei index was down more than 2,900 points at 32,991.88 by mid-afternoon Monday in Tokyo. It dropped 5.8% on Friday and is headed for the worst two-day decline ever. So that's exactly what we saw in the United States. There was a major dip on Friday as well. Stocks sold off quite a bit, okay? And then now we're seeing that as well here happening in Japan. Okay, even Japan's stock market heavily selling off right now, and supposedly this has something to do with the U.S. economy. But to be honest with you, I can't say for sure if that's the case, because what we were just told from Jerome Powell not too long ago was that for the most part, it seems like things are okay. Okay, the Federal Reserve Chairman, it's really hard to tell what's happening here, but definitely it seems like there could be something big happening behind the scenes here. And for some reason, I just have this gut feeling that it's potentially because of this war that's about to rage over here in the Middle East very soon. But we'll have to see what happens tomorrow. Okay, so let me show you some more information on X. Okay, this is from ViceGrad24. He says bloodbath, and look at all these crypto exchanges diving. Look at 13, 14%, 20% for Ethereum. So again, heavy indicator that something is wrong, something massive is taking place, and it's forcing lots of people to start pulling their money out, whether you want to call it funny money or whatever you want to call it in the stock market. There's definitely something big that's happening with markets. Okay, so let me show you some other stuff now. This I want to show you guys because I think this is very interesting. Okay, this took place August 30th of 2023 was when this was posted. I think this interview took place somewhere around August of last year. Okay, and this is from Tucker Carlson, and many of you know him. He used to be a major host on Fox News, and he does lots of interviews. He has his own show now on X and everything. And basically, he was talking in an interview here about that the U.S. was going to be willing to start a war with Russia sometime in the next year. And look at that, we're just about a year later, right before the U.S. elections taking place in November. And he basically says that a hot war is going to begin with Russia. So this is from Victor VicTop55. Tucker Carlson on U.S. willingness to go to war with Russia to keep Biden presidency. They are going to start a hot war with Russia to use wartime forces to cheat and win the 2024 election. We may find ourselves in a situation where rockets accidentally fall in Poland. We will blame Russia for this and start a war. It will be a disaster. Our politicians are insane. So basically, he was warning that there was going to be some sort of war push for the U.S. to go to war with Russia. Now, it doesn't appear to be that way, that could be the case. I mean, F-16s are in Ukraine. Who knows how Russia's going to respond to this, but what I'm more concerned about is with Iran at the moment, because also some information that we gave you guys was that Iskander ballistic missiles and lots of Ilyushin 76 cargo planes coming from Russia flying into Tehran, the capital of Iran, and giving them all kinds of weaponry. And many of these could be long-range weapons coming from Russia. Okay, so how is the U.S. going to respond to that when we know that Vladimir Putin came out recently stating, just in the last month or so, saying that they were going to be providing Western enemies with long-range weapons. So that's backfiring on them because they've been providing Ukraine with all these weapons. So we'll just watch about a minute of this, and I want you guys to see how this is lining up perfectly right now with what's been going on. I've been thinking about this a lot lately, so take a look.
States afraid they're going to do COVID and mask mandate. They're not going to do that. They can't do that. If they've already been exposed, that won't work. There's going to be no. What are they going to do? They're going to go to war with Russia. Is what they're going to do. There will be a hot war between the United States and Russia in the next year. And
really?
Yes, of course. They want it anyway. I don't think we'll win it, but that's a separate analysis. But I think it's a political matter. They need to declare war footing in order to assume war powers in order to win. I believe that. And I think the evidence suggests that's true. So if you're worried about our politics getting like even more vicious than it already is, and people being hurt in our politics, which is entirely possible, you should be worried about the prospect of an open war. We're already at war with Russia, of course. We're funding their enemies. So we're fighting Russia. But I mean, an open battle with Russia where we say we're at war with Russia. I think that could easily happen. I think we could Tonkin Gulf our way into it, where all of a sudden missiles land in Poland. The Russians did it. Our NATO allies been attacked. We're going to war. I could see that happening very easily. So if you're worried about that, you need to put as much pressure as you possibly.
Okay, so we're going to stop it right there. That way I can continue talking here with you guys. So this was a major interview that came out last year, okay, around August of last year, I want to believe, or I want to say if that was correct on the timing. And, he says here, you can hear him, that a hot war is going to break out with Russia within the next year. Now, is it necessarily Russia that is the hot war that this could engage in right now if the U.S. goes to war? It's more in the Middle East with Iran, but Russia is tied into this on the background. So he's kind of right on that, okay, at least based on what he's saying here. So it's just something that I wanted to show you guys because I remember watching this interview last year whenever it took place, and it definitely worried me. And I was like, well, what if a war does break out? And think about it, we're right around the corner to an election here in just a couple of months in the United States, and if this war breaks out, could this disrupt the elections? Could it stop the elections? Could it prevent the elections from being taken place? Because now the U.S. is at war with Iran and Russia and who knows, North Korea, maybe China. We even know that China right now, their economy is completely falling apart as well. So there's just so much craziness happening throughout the world. And I wanted to show you this because he could definitely be right about that, okay? So let's move on here Take a look at this from OZNT Defender. U.S. President Joe Biden will speak tomorrow with King Abdullah II, of Jordan, before convening a meeting of his National Security Council in the White House Situation Room to discuss the ongoing situation in the Middle East with the possibility of Iranian attack against Israel. Okay, so even Joe Biden going to be speaking tomorrow with King Abdullah II from Jordan. Okay, we know from Jordan that they're coming out and saying they don't want to be in any part of this war. Their foreign minister just went over to Iran. We did some segments talking about that. I brought that information to you guys here in the last 24 hours. So Jordan is trying to stay out of this, and there's many Arab nations that don't want to be involved in this. And Iran has even warned many Arab nations that if they step in this time, like they did last time, like Saudi Arabia did, Jordan did, even the UAE, if the UAE steps in, or any countries that are friendly to Israel step in and try to defend them, they could be attacked as well. Okay, so this is just absolutely huge. The amount of threats that are going out, the amount of everything. This is, to me, past the point of no return, is what it seems like. And this is not just going to be a response from Iran and its proxy groups. This looks to me like a major war is about to break out, and this is the beginning of it. That's why we're having this long, eerie silence where nothing is really happening yet, and everybody's wondering, when is this going to take place? Why is this taking so long? Because if this happens to be a major response from Iran and its proxies, along with, who knows, if Russia gets involved or if any other countries get involved here, that they're obviously planning something very, very big and expecting to start a war out of this. Okay, so take a look at this as well. Rabbi Marco Barclay reports, it has been reported that Netanyahu and Israeli cabinet have been moved to a nuclear-proof bunker for an undisclosed time. Let us all pray for Israel, her safety, and the protection of Israel and the Jewish people. So, I mean, why would Benjamin Netanyahu and the Israeli cabinet be in a nuclear-proof bunker? Okay, and I talked to you about this in the beginning. We know that Iran has basically come out and unofficially announced that they have nuclear weapons. They're gonna launch a massive attack with ballistic missiles. What if they arm these missiles with nuclear warheads? They say they want to wipe Israel off the map. Hezbollah wants to wipe Israel off the map, and it's just, you can't help but to think for a moment that is a possibility, potential, that the nuclear weapons could be used here. And we know that Israel has nuclear weapons as well. They for sure have tactical nukes, at least 90 of them, if not more. So this is just absolutely insane, guys. Take a look at this as well from Nexta. Iran to attack Israel on August 5th, says Axios. 3 American and Israeli officials told the publication earlier Iran's president said Tehran would make the occupying terrorists who killed Ismail Haniyeh regret what they have done. I mean, again, look at these statements that are being put out here from Iran. This is just, to me, this is no-go land. You don't speak like that, okay? But they are speaking that way. Obviously, they are very upset, and I understand that. But at the same time, the amount of escalation in the words, just the words alone, shows to me, gives me enough proof, and maybe it does to you guys, and let me know down in the comment section, that this is going to be a very, very massive attack on Israel, and they want to finish them off, is what it seems like to me. They want to launch a very, very big attack, and this is what can spark a major war in the Middle East, and now the U.S. is involved, so this is going to drag the U.S. into this, okay? So look at this as well from Bricks News. Iran says its attack on Israel will occur without warning, so look at that as well. No warning. We have no idea when this is going to take place. And obviously, if you were going to launch this big of an attack, potentially even a nuclear attack, who knows, wouldn't you want this to occur without warning? You would want it to happen without anybody having any idea it's going to take place. So I hope that this thing does not happen, and I hope that everybody kind of turns around and cooler heads prevail, and they step away from this and choose not to do this. But it looks to me like Iran is just going in. They are hell-bent and ready to do this, and they have been for a very long time, okay? And many countries have been exercising restraint, and we don't see restraint anymore. We see nothing but escalation, and major, major escalation starting right now. So here's another report from OZNT Defender. A document from the Israel Defense Force has recently provided the mayors and regional leaders in northern Israel about what to expect should a full-scale war occur with Hezbollah, with them told to prepare for 3 days without power in some cities, a breakdown interruption of water which could last over a week, a disconnection in landlines for upwards of 8 hours and 24 hours for cell phones, as well as local interceptions of internet and radios. And we know that many of the Israeli government leaders, that even parliament members, all of them, they've all been given satellite phones. Okay, and this is because they fear that their telecommunications could be knocked down and if attack takes place. So that's another big warning right there too. Officials believe that hundreds of rockets with 50 to 500 kilogram warheads could rain down on cities across northern and central, like Haifa and Tel Aviv, with Hezbollah likely prioritizing any military facilities, infrastructure, and civilian targets in that order. 40% of Israel's workforce could be forced to evacuate from the center of the country towards Jerusalem to the east and further south, with plans being created for tent cities to the north of Eilat in the Negev desert, which could house and feed several 100,000 to 1 million refugees. I mean, look at that, guys. This is just absolutely insane. I mean, what do you even say to that? Israel is even preparing to have to evacuate all their people out of their land and move them even south, okay, and get them out of Israel almost completely, okay, to these areas that where there's basically going to be nothing in the middle of the desert, set up tents to evacuate these people and get them out, okay? This is just absolutely insane, guys. I don't know what else to say at this point. I'm just speechless. Suppressed News says Hezbollah broadcasts on its signaling devices, stay calm. The response has not come yet. This is Hassan Nasrallah. He's the Secretary General of Hezbollah, okay? Stay calm. The response has not come yet, okay? So there is going to be response for sure. Hezbollah is going to do this. I believe it's going to be a coordinated strike from all the proxy groups, including Iran themselves. And it's just going to be a very, very big attack. Check this out, too. Here's some more news from Globi News. Breaking: Iran and Hezbollah attacks could begin within 24 hours. Channel 12 reports. Okay, this came out today around noon. Again, another report stating they could start within 24 hours. And again, like I said, the Michael Correa, the CENTCOM Forces commander of the United States, in Israel starting tomorrow. Okay, he's probably already on his way there right now, actually, and they're going to finalize their plans of a defense for this attack. Okay. So from Globi News again, breaking: Iran has reportedly warned Arab countries, including Jordan, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, and the UAE, and others, if they attempt to intervene in Iran's response against Israel, they will be targeted as well. Okay, so I mentioned this earlier, but I saved this for you to show you guys that this is real. Iran is warning many other nations to not get involved and do not defend Israel and let them duke this out on their own. But we know there's many countries that are already stating that they're going to step up and help Israel. But Jordan right now is a big question mark, like I said earlier. We don't know for sure if they're going to help out. It seems like they want to try to stay out of this time. But there's even a lot of Arab nations as well. I don't know if it's Iraq or what countries these are that have been stating that if any missiles fly over their territory, they will shoot them down because they don't want a war to break out in the Middle East. So it's not necessarily in defense of Israel, but more to stop a war from breaking out, because if these missiles do end up reaching Israel and they get leveled, we're going to have a major response from the Israelis. If hopefully there's anything left after a major attack takes place, is what you would think, right? So finally, from World Affairs, breaking news: Jordan says it will not interfere in any war between Iran and Israel. It will rather suggest ceasefire between Hamas and Israel. Okay, and that's why I think we might have this statement coming from King Abdullah II tomorrow, coming from Jordan, along with the United States, to hopefully push for a ceasefire and not start this war over here. But I think a lot of this has to do with the war down in Gaza as well. We know that Iran and its proxy groups around the Middle East have been attacking Israel. A lot of it is due to the war with Hamas. And I don't know, are they going to get a last-minute ceasefire? Then maybe this will end things. I have no idea. But at this point, it seems to be more personal between these nations now, where Iran is just wanting payback for this strike, supposedly, that Israel carried out inside of Tehran, taking out Ismail Haniyeh, the top Hamas leader. So I don't know, guys. I don't know exactly what's going to happen here, but for some reason, something told me to get on here again tonight and pump out another video and let you guys know what's going on. Once I started to see these markets crashing, that's a very big indication that something big is coming tomorrow. If it isn't because of the war, it's definitely because some major news is going to come out regarding the U.S. economy. I think that could be a very big possibility. It could be both of these, but again, like Tucker Carlson said, that we were going to be in a hot war with Russia within the next year. Okay, and Russia's definitely tied into this. They're giving weapons to Iran. So I have no idea what's exactly going to happen, but all I know is I could just feel it. I can sense it up my spine right now that something is coming tomorrow. Let me know what you guys think down below, though. Share your thoughts, concerns, and opinions down in the comment section. That's going to be it for this update. If you got something out of this, please smash that like button. And also, if you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing down below. Hit the notification bell. That way YouTube can notify you. And with that, hope y'all have a great day. Everybody take care and God bless out there. Hope to see you guys in the next video tomorrow. Take care.